Hey, what's up everyone? How's it going? I know I'm kind of like in a jacket and it looks like I'm like ready to like leave, but I actually am kind of on my way out the door, but uh in between while I wait for my friend to come pick me up, I figured I'd drop a quick video because it's been super long since I actually like, said something, and I know a lot of you are kind of wondering where I am. So, I'm still here, so I'm alive. Just wanted to see how everything was going. I know the holidays are upon us, so I've been doing, a lot of stuff with my family and, had a great Thanksgiving, so I'm getting things prepped for Christmas, making my list, checking it twice, that whole thing. I just wanted to come on and say, actually, what I really wanted to do is I wanted to mention to you guys, I actually went to my first conference, and this was an incredible experience, which I think any clinician or practicing provider should definitely do at some point in their career. I went to Las Vegas for my first time ever, and I brought my best friend with me because I'm not going to Vegas by myself for my first time. That's absolutely out of the question. But we had such an incredible experience, and the conference itself was extremely informative. Like, I go back to work tomorrow, and I've been off for a week because when you work in a hospital, in a city hospital especially, they give you something called CME, continuing medical education, and you're required to take that time off because this is basically the hospital saying, hey, listen, here's some money, go to a conference, go educate yourself, go, get credits for your license, because as a PA, we need to get 100 credits of CME, continuing medical education credits, over the course of 2 years. So you need to fulfill that. So it's not a good idea, like 3 months before your recert, to be like, oh wow, I still have like 75 credits I have to fulfill. Let me just go online and take a whole bunch of courses. That'll take you forever. These courses give you like big bursts of CMEs. Like this one was like 23.5 credits. So I'm already up to like 70. So I'm like almost done, and I've only been a PA for 1 year. So I've got one other year to get like 20 credits, easy. The next conference that's coming up, which I actually want everyone to take note on, the AAPA conference, which is held once a year. It is being held in San Francisco this year in May, and I've already registered. I'm going, so I really hope I can see you guys there, so I can connect with you in person, because more and more more and more people that are starting to like recognize me and be like, hey, listen, I know you. You're that PA from the YouTube videos. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? So I haven't signed an autograph yet. And I think if it does come down to that, I think that'd actually be pretty cool. But just so you know, I would totally do it. Anyway, but yes, I'm going to be at that conference in May. I'm already registered. That's like another 30, 40 credits. So that's going to like well surpass me to my like 100 credit minimum. And I really hope you guys go, because students can go too. That's another good thing, because it's PAs and PA students. So it's like, the whole conglomerate of like, the physician assistant community gets to like, congregate in one place. And San Francisco is beautiful. My sister used to live out there. So I'm really excited. So that's in another couple of months. But as far as Vegas is concerned, this was primarily focused on emergency medicine. And this conference was held by a team of physicians, and a majority of the people there were PAs. They were PAs, NPs, doctors, DOs, but a majority of the audience were PAs. And I got to meet actually a lot of cool people. You know, PAs that have been doing this since like the profession even dawned in like the 1960s. They were there. It was incredible. So they really know exactly what they're talking about. And I actually can't wait to implement some of the stuff that I learned in my scope of clinical practice. Like, for example, the rapid neurologic exam in the emergency department had to scale it down in like 5 minutes or less, which is great, because if somebody's complaining of a neurologic complaint, there's a lot you have to do. You have to assess cerebellar, cerebral, positional sense, sensation, this and that, motor strength, function, eyes, all that stuff, and this guy said, okay, I'm going to do this in like 2 minutes or less. Five was like, I think I overshot it. And there are things that I learned that I didn't even learn in PA school, so and things that I can actually apply to what I do on a daily basis. So it was super informative, and I'm so happy I went, and I got to experience Las Vegas. They put you right in the center. I stayed at the Paris Hotel. Beautiful place, by the way. Right on the center of the strip. It's in the heart of everything. And my best friend and I, we had a great time. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you're going to see plenty of pictures. But I actually, you know what, while I'm here, why I wanted to make this video is to let you know that yes, I'm still alive. I'm still answering, questions and things of that nature. It is getting kind of difficult though. I know probably some of you are like, well, why aren't you responding in your comment section? There's a lot. There's a lot of comments, and I do try and read as much as I can, but it is a lot to kind of like scroll through and and to respond back. Like your best bet for me to respond like actually like on YouTube in the comments below is generally like a couple of hours after the video, because I like to see like who's like watching for the first time, like the first watchers, the first commenters. Those are the ones that I'll get back to you right away. But and I apologize, it is my own fault. I do know that those comments do accrue, so it's hard for me to kind of like backtrack as far as possible. But I think it's a good idea because for me to give you like my Twitter handle and my Instagram handle, because that way you guys can connect with me there. A lot of people have been asking me about my Facebook. Now I can't give it out online because it's just I kind of want to keep it a little bit more private. For those of you that can find me, that have found me, I'm not going to deny you. Just do me a favor. If you do friend request me and you do manage to actually find me, just send me a message and just be like, hey, like I looked up your videos on YouTube. I was wondering if I could send you a friend request. If I can read that and that way I know who you are and why you're sending it to me, I'll approve you. But just for safekeepings, I'm not really going to, say how to find me because, it's whatever. You know the deal. I mean, I'm pretty sure this isn't like anything foreign, but I do want you guys to connect with me on Instagram and Twitter for those of you that have been following me recently. I don't know how to attach it onto the screen itself. Maybe for Christmas I should ask for like video software. I think I've mentioned it like in my previous videos. So instead I resort to this. So these are my two handles right here. So this is Instagram PA_Max, and my Twitter is Phil_baby_PA. I was trying to change this. I think it's kind of like dumb, but I've had Twitter for quite some time and I never really considered changing my handle, and it's kind of like too late now because now that's the only way that people know how to find me. But Instagram, this is what I really would want to change it to. So it's PAMax on Instagram, and then Twitter is right there. So there it is, if you guys want to take a look. So I invite you guys to find me and answer, ask me as many questions as you want. I have been getting emails. The thing is, if you are able to connect with me on these social media websites, I will gladly personally message you and give you my email address, and we can talk via email, and I can answer your questions on a more personal and direct level. So, it's obviously a pleasure of mine. I have, time to myself when I'm on the train and I'm, commuting to work. That's what I do. I go on my phone and I'm just like, so. Yeah, otherwise, everything is pretty status quo. Again, I go back to work tomorrow. I've been off for about a week, so I'm looking forward to implementing what I learned from this conference in Vegas starting tomorrow. Other than that, life's pretty good, and I'm really excited for the holidays this year. 2015 is going to be my year. I can feel it already. For those of you who have been pretty dedicated and have been loyal and have been following me ever since I opened up this channel, you guys know that 2014 did get off to a rough start, but I'm happy to say that it's pretty far past me right now, and I'm really happy with the progress that I've made. And especially, my experience as a clinician going from a brand new PA to now as a year experienced PA. My year was November 4th, 2013 was my hire date at where I am now, and I just passed 1 year. I'm actually a year and 1 month. So I'm 1 year, 1 month experienced, and I currently actually am looking for a per diem position. So we'll see what happens with that. Those of you that do require or that do manage to work like 3 days a week in like a hospital, I think it's good that you get at least a year experience. Get your feet wet, know what you're doing, know how you practice as a provider, and then go and see if you can find per diem. Per diem is kind of like, the way I see it, I've never worked per diem before, but the way I see it, it's kind of like, all right, well, here's your full-time schedule. So here's the 3 days a week that you work. Per diem is kind of like, well, we require a minimum of 4 days from you a month. So, if you're off this day, this day, this day, we'll need you this day, this day, this day. So it's kind of like, I look at it as an opportunity to expand my clinical horizons. I'm not doing it for extra money. It's just that I have 4 days off. Why not make myself more productive, Otherwise, in other news, I'm going to take up paddleboarding as a hobby. It's like, whoa, totally, wait, totally different ends of the spectrum. I just went from like, per diem to, hey, by the way, I'm going to buy a paddleboard. But I just kind of decided that I really want to take up a cool summer hobby, and I'm gonna do paddleboarding. So I'm gonna go and look for myself for a paddleboard later on, probably this week. A little Christmas gift to myself, seeing as though I have no one to special to buy anything for except my family and some of my friends. But that certain special somebody is no longer here. So I get to take that extra investment and focus it on moi. So I think it's a pretty good idea. But I thought paddleboarding is really cool. It's a great exercise, works your arms, your bis, your core, and let's be real, I'm pretty skinny. I could probably use a little bit of extra muscle mass. So anyway, so that's really it. I am heading out with a friend, and we're gonna just discuss life and salute and cheers and all that fun stuff. So otherwise, it was, like I said, connect with me on your, on my Twitter and Instagram handles right there. So, but I am still alive, I'm still here, and I'm always looking forward to answering all your questions. I actually just got done sending a bunch of emails out, so if you have messaged me privately in my Yahoo inbox, give it a look, because you probably have a response back from me. Also, I've been getting a lot of Twitter messages from you guys, so make sure to check your Twitters and make sure that I've responded appropriately. If not, don't be afraid to just harass me and be like, yo, let's go. Get on it. So, anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Kwanzaa. I know there's so many holidays out there. Happy Chris Mahana Kwanzaa actually is what they what Z100, it's a radio station up in here in New York, what they would say to kind of get all the holidays in together. Happy Hanukkah, and God bless to everybody. So, all right, until next time, we'll be in touch. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. All right, talk to you later.